y'all. Pam here with the Creative Crafts, and welcome to Off the Hook. How is everyone doing tonight? And happy 2025. All right, so we've already got a few people in chat. There's Miss Lisa McClure. Now, she was here early, so she may not be back yet, but she was wanting to know if my temperature blanket was going to be a corner to corner. As of right now, it is not, but we'll see. I might make more than one. For right now, it is not, but I'll show y'all how I'm going to do it here in just a few minutes. Hello, Miss Chris K. She said her TV died, but will attempt to keep me up on the phone. Okay, and there's Miss Nana Michelle. She said, gotta feed the cats dinner. Be right back. And Spring Raid. Thank you, Miss Spring, for sending everybody over. If y'all missed her live, go back and check it out. Hey, Miss Angel. Hello, Miss Diane. All right, y'all. So I have a couple of things that I want to show y'all. Hey, Miss Jen Reeves. She says, hello to me in chat. She will be lurking. Ooh, I got something at my foot here. Hello, Miss Angela. She says a blanket hello. All right, so y'all, when I flip the camera, I want to show y'all this seam ripper that my cousin made because it is gorgeous. He turned the wood from some wood that he got. Some of the wood he got from my uncle's estate. And then he just got elsewhere, but it's really pretty. So I want to show it to y'all. Nancy says, hello, watching a movie with Earl. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Earl. Hey, Jay. There's Miss Kimberly and DK Jen and Mama Swift. Hello, everybody coming in. And Miss Tammy and Karen. How is everyone doing tonight? So, y'all, Tennessee, it has turned cold. It is currently 36, and it's supposed to be getting colder. They're like, temps to plummet. Ugh. But, you know, it's winter. I mean, it's to be expected, but doesn't mean have to enjoy it or like it. But so when I flip the camera, I'm going to show y'all that because it's so pretty. And let's talk about temperature blankets. Hello, Samantha. Hi, Sarah. Welcome in. So y'all, how many have done a temperature blanket? I started one several years ago, and it was going to be massive because I started it with, I want to say I was doing half double crochet. That's one thing you need to keep in mind. And I mean, I did measure it out and figure out how long it was going to be because I was doing one row per day. So it was going to be 365 rows long. So it was going to be massive. It was going to be a queen size bedspread, not just a comforter size, but a bedspread. Like it was going to hang off the sides, cover up the mattress, down on the end, all the way up where you can tuck it under the pillows and then up over the pillows. It was massive. So it's not finished. It's over here. If I meant to pull it out before this live start, if I can like grab it real easily, I'll show it to y'all. But it was huge. So I think I've come up with a way where I can do this one where it will be half the amount of rows. So we'll see. Angela said, yep, cold here in Pioneer, Tennessee. Also, you're in Tennessee too. So Pioneer, I've probably asked before, like east, middle, or west Tennessee. I'm in Middle Tennessee. Cold in New Jersey. Hey, Dawn P. She says, hello, all you beautiful people. Lisa says, I've never done a cow, but would like to do one. I am not a fan of corner to corner. Okay, mine is not corner to corner. What I'm going to do, I'll show y'all here in just a minute. I think it's going to be relatively easy. I had to do math yesterday to figure out the numbers, but it's going to work. I hope. Let's see. Dawn P said she did one for her first grandson for the first year of his life. See, I think that would be cool because you can do a temperature blanket from any year that y'all want to do. It doesn't have to be the current year. I'm going to do the current year for this one, but if I decide to do another one, I may go back and pick some other years. And I've got some pictures pulled up, and I'm going to share those of how you can do them. And you don't have to do it in crochet. You can knit it. You can quilt it. Kimberly. Samantha, am I starting the temperature blanket today? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And Angela is in East Tennessee. Hello, Mommy. About 30 minutes or so from Oak Ridge. Okay. I am about 45-ish minutes to an hour from Nashville. About 3 to 4 hours, depending upon traffic, from Knoxville. About 5 hours. Well, probably a little bit longer because it takes me about 5 hours to get to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area. Lana says, awesome. I didn't miss it. Nope, we're just now getting started. I did say hi to you, Miss Samantha. And then I answered your question. Yes, I'm starting the temperature blanket today. Um, so if anybody wants to go ahead and get started, okay, or pick out your yarns, I chose, there's my, that's part of my notes. I threw the rest of them away. This is the neat version. But I'm using 13 total colors. Now, if you live in an area, say like Nancy, where the temperature does not vary, and when I pick her because she's in Florida, and her temps are on the high side, they don't get very low. So she's probably not going to want to start her color palette the same as mine. She's not going to want to start it with 15 degrees and below. Hey, Wanda! She said, I got as far as planning and gathering my colors, and that was it. Well, maybe we can all do one together this year. But pick your color. You can find plenty of like temperature variations online. I did mine by 8 because I started it out with 5 and that was going to be like 18 or 19 different colors and I thought that's too many. So I did mine by 8 degrees. So I started with 15 and under, and then from 16 to 23, and then all the way up. And then I did 96 and up for my last one because we don't have that many days where it was going to be over, I mean, we may have some where the high hits 99, 100, but we don't have that many days in a row, I don't think, where it's going to be. Angel said, love your beanie. Oh, thank you. I wore it home from work today, and so my hair was all flat, and then I was like, well, I'm just going to wear it on the live because, I didn't feel like going and doing my hair before I came in here, so y'all get the beanie. So I'm doing a starting, here's what I did. I did 3 rows of half double crochet and I chained 199 and then did 3 rows of half double. If you like to do a chain 2 for your half double, then do a chain of 200. But you want your working stitch count to be 198 for the way I'm going to do mine. And then what we're going to do is, I've already got my little stitch marker here. Each day is going to be half of a row. So that when I'm done, or when we're done, if y'all want to follow along, we will have, and did I throw that page away? Oh, wait a minute. I bet it's on this one. Here's all my little notes, y'all see. I mean, I had to do lots of math to get this mathing. Let's see. 183 rows of the color changes, plus then 3 rows of half double at the beginning and 3 rows of half double crochet at the bottom. And then between each month, because when I got done, I still had 99 stitches remaining that needed to be finished out to make the blanket complete. I was like, ooh, 99 divisible by 11. 12 months. And the space between each month would make it be 11. So between each month, I'm going to do 9 stitches of this gray. I know that's going to be a little bit of tails to weave in, but not as many as some of the blankets I'm going to show y'all. Now, let me show y'all my bag. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you get back in there. Okay, so have y'all seen those shopping bags that you can get at Michael's? The reusable shopping bags? The ones that look like this? With the little thingies? Okay, so my granny square bag, check it out, y'all. It fits in there perfect. So, what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to go, because I haven't finished weaving in my tails. So I'm going to get all my little tails woven in. Y'all can't see it. I don't have it up high enough. I'm going to do another round right here. Around the top here. And then I'm just going to crochet it right around this, right around these handles. And then, boom, instant liner. Ha-ha. And then that'll help this last longer. And it's big because it has all 13 skeins of yarn for my temperature blanket in it. Okay, so these are the colors I've chosen. Now, I did have a hunter green, which I decided was too dark. And all I did was pick stuff out of my stash, y'all. So there it is. It doesn't have to have any rhyme nor reason. You could just randomly select your colors. Because some of them are going to get used way more than others. And so that's what so that's how I'm going to be doing that. That's how I chose my colors. Oh yeah, that's what I started saying. I made sure that the colors I chose, I have at least 2 skeins in my stash. And if I only had 1 skein, I made sure that it was a color that if I needed more, I could go to Hobby Lobby or Walmart or wherever and be able to get another skein quickly, easily, and not cost a fortune trying to find it on a discontinued website. So that's what I'm using for that. And so let me share screen and let's look at some of these temperature blankets. Oh, and for my temperature for the day, I'm going to be using the Weather Channel. I'm going to be using weather.com because they have a monthly almanac. And that way, if I forget, I can go back in. If I forget to write it down each day, I can go get it. Yeah, so. Alrighty, let me share screen. And show y'all some of these temperature blankets. Now, I went ahead and just did a Google search and pulled a whole bunch of images up of some different ones so that you can, my mom says, great idea using the tote bag and the handles as a liner. Yeah, because this sucker, I put something in it, and if I put handles on that granny tote and put it like up here on my shoulder, it wouldn't touch the ground. Even though I didn't want it to have a lot of stretch, I knew it was acrylic. I knew it was going to have some stretch. But I could get in that bag. It stretched a lot. A whole lot. Let's see. Chris K said she's going to be lurking. Alrighty. Okay, so let me go. Okay, I've got my phone open over here so I can see that y'all can see what I can see. Haha. Okay, so look at all these temperature blankets and all the styles. Okay, now this one right here, I started to do a corner to corner style or just the little squares. But look at all the tails I would have had to weave in with that. No, thank you. But that one would be amazing for a quilter because with the little squares on the lower side, you could do your low for the day, pick a different color, or, and pick the color that corresponds with your chart. And then you could also do the high for the day. So I think that one would be really cool looking if you did it. And again, I would consider doing that one, but if I did a continuous corner to corner, I don't know. But that's a lot. That's a whole lot of color changes, but it would still be really pretty when it was done. It would also be massive. Well, maybe not. Maybe not with just the little squares. But anyway. But there are some that are, let me scroll through these. See, look at this one here. Look how, they're way up tall, up high, holding it down. Look how big that blanket is. So that's just something to take into consideration when you're making one of these. Now, that being said, if you see this one here that's shaped like a heart, you could do a really nice super scarf and do so then it would be, a short row, but you want it to be long because it's going to be a scarf. So that's an idea because but it would still be a really long scarf. But, like I said, it'd be a super scarf. What else we got? Let me see if I'm missing anything in the chat. Hey, Rudy. Diane, how did I start my blanket? I did a chain of 199, and then I did a half double crochet in each stitch across for a working stitch count of 198. If you prefer to do a chain 2 with your half doubles, then chain 200 and skip the first 2 and then work it. But you want your working stitch count to be 198. The stitch I'm going to be using is the lemon peel, just because it's a single followed by a double. And I think that's going to look really cool. It's going to give a little bit of texture. But yeah, that's how I started mine. So that's what this is here is 3 rows of half double. I went ahead and got it ready so that when I pick my color for today, we'll be able to just get started on that stitch and move along. But look at these. You can do, like I said, you can knit these, you can crochet these, you can do them in a variety of stitches. Oh, look, here's the ultimate guide to creating a temperature blanket. And they did little granny squares. Now, if you did granny squares and did like the join as you go granny, that would be kind of cool. You would just have to figure out, because 365 is hard to get squared off. I found that out last night when I was trying to figure out how wide I wanted to make it. But if you add in some extra little things in there, you can make it work. But 365 squares combined to, yeah, I don't know. I didn't do the math on that one. But let's see. Angela said she's thought about doing a little bitty granny square for a temperature blanket, but that's just a thought for now. Yeah. Let's see. Chris K says do the blanket corner to corner and then put material. Oh, yeah, and forget weaving in all those tails. Just hide them. That's a good idea. Karen said she saw one on YouTube. The guy did in granny squares and it's big. Okay. Dawn said I sent you an email with my finished temperature blanket. Oh, okay. Awesome, Dawn P. I'll go grab that. Okay. Angela said, and I've already got some squares done. Oh, cool. All right. So let me, oh, here, see, they've got their chart here. And I figure what I'm going to do is, because when I add a new color on, here, let me stop screen sharing this. When I add a color on, it's going to go back solo. That's alias me. When I add in, I'm going to have a tail. So I figure I can just put a little color sample out beside them as I get to it. I don't want to cut anything off of it right now. Samantha said she's working on her cottagecore mosaic blanket and Gritty Squares blanket and a butterfly mosaic blanket. Cool. How far have you gotten on those? That is, so you only did one chain at the end. I did. Let's see, where's my end? I did, but it turned out pretty squared off. Yeah. Because sometimes, I don't know, I guess I must have made that chain just loose enough to where it didn't kind of curve it up. But if you normally do a chain 2 for your half double, then go ahead and do 200. I did 199 and then went straight back into the next stitch and went all the way across. And however you do it, you just want it to have 198 stitches. And I'm going to have to measure it out. I'm thinking that 100, so that was what, 83, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 189 rows is going to be a decent length for a blanket. Because I was trying to look at pictures of other blankets I did and counted them up. And I'm wanting to say some of them are around 200. I'm like, that's only 10 rows shorter-ish, but we'll see. Kimberly said, I started a temperature quilt last year. I guess I could finish it this year and start instead of starting a new one. You could. Oh, and since you moved, that could give you like a whole different color palette. Samantha said, if I do 200, how do I get 198? You would, instead of working into the second chain from your hook, work into the third. So you have your chain. Yeah. So you would skip 2 and then work across. And that should get you 198. And I suggest, you can use some stitch markers as you go. Like count 25, put a stitch marker. Lana says to Karen, she saw the video with a giant blanket, made that guy look small. Yes, and that's the thing. You need to gauge it. So, do yourself a little swatch. And if it looks like it's going to be, 5 rows is going to get you 6 inches or whatever, just keep in mind, and then you can multiply it out. Samantha said in the third chain from the hook. Yes, ma'am. And that should give you 198. All right. Let me go ahead and flip my camera, and I will show y'all my color guide. Let me put this one back up. You're welcome, Miss Samantha. turn this camera on and switch this camera down. Alrighty. See if I can turn it to where y'all can see it. Okie dokie. So I'm going to be using the high for the day. Now y'all can use the high, you can use the low, you can use like a combination of the two. You can take the average of the day. But where I'm at in Tennessee, sometimes our high or our low and our high can be drastically different. It's like our low might be 30, but our high might be in the mid 50s. And that's not going to give me an accurate temperature for what it was really like that day. Chris K said, crochet math can be your friend. I know, right? Okay. So here's what I'm doing. 99 stitches per day, 9 stitches in between each month. If my math is mathing, then it's going to make it all work out. I'm using a combination of brands of yarn. I've got some Red Heart. I've got some I Love This Yarn. I do have a Pound of Love. And then here's my little stitches are the temperature. So I'm going 15 and under. And then, like I said, 8-degree increments. So 16 to 23, all the way up to 96 and up. And like I said, I just randomly selected colors in my stash that I had at least 2 skeins of yarn. But that being said, I tried not to choose something that I had, say, 8 or 10 skeins, because then I can use that for a larger project. So my main goal was just at least 2 skeins. So that's what I was. Lana said, my granddaughter and I are thinking about doing my 2024 blanket for this year. We think it will be an easier blanket for our first year, and we've only been crocheting less than 7 months. Awesome. And so for that, I did a live each Thursday where we talked about the stitches and I showed different techniques and stuff. So you can catch some of those lives. And I tried to label them all. And then I also had individual tutorials for each stitch that I used for that blanket. So, thank you, Samantha. Lana said, plus we'll be learning new stitches. Yes, and that was that was kind of the goal of the 2024 blanket, was to just learn new stitches or to add new stitches, learn them and add them into new projects. Karen said, yep, we're 20 in the morning and then 50s in the midday. Exactly, and that's a huge difference to take an average for the day. So that's why I just chose to go with the high. But y'all choose whatever works best for you. So yeah, alrighty. Let me see, what is my high for today? Actually, let me go back over here. Mona said, yep, we're going to watch that playlist you made for it. And I have a lot of videos on there. Some of the lives are like long and we're just randomly talking. Towards the middle to end of the year, I think, I tried to focus, like the first 30 minutes of the live, I tried to focus on the stitch so that it's easier to find that info. So you can also put me on like double speed because I kind of talk a lot about not the stitch. I'm not saying don't go back and watch them, but yeah, we talk about some good, helpful information about those stitches during those lives. But okay, let me share my screen again so I can go get my temperature for and share. Close that. Okay, so I've already got my. Now, why did it put that back in there? Oh, that is not what I want. It's done gone back to the other city, which is probably close enough, but I would prefer it be my city. Okay, so my high yesterday was 40. And then my low was 23, which I don't really so much care about the low. I may go ahead and write it down in case I decide I want to come back and do something with it. But I'm going to go ahead and write that here. So my high was 40. I guess I can put the low over here. Low was 23. That doesn't make a difference to me at the moment. But see, look at that. The high on Monday was 62. And the high, like, let's see, what was the high today? Does it show yet? No. It just says it's currently 33. Okay, stop sharing. But that's the weather. That's weather.com. That's where I'm going to be using mine. So, or that's where I'm going to be getting my info from. Lana said, yep, we were 40 this morning and an 80 today. So, yeah, I'm going to be using the highs, is what I'm using. You can, if you don't, if your temps don't fluctuate that much, you can use an average. Or if you have thinner yarn, you could do one strand of your high and one strand of your low. That's up to you. If you're using like maybe a 3-weight, you could do that. What I'm using for my blanket, like I said, it's a mixture of all different brands, but they're all 4-weight acrylic. That way, trying to keep it, and they're ones that are pretty close to the same, because not all 4-weights are created equal, but they're all fairly similar. So, okay, so my high temp was 40, so now I have to go back to my little chart here. Find my little 40. Okay, so 40 to 47, I need jade. Red heart jade. Where are you? Yeah. So that is this one here. Red Heart Super Saver in the color jade, which is this kind of tilly blue color. And then, let me move this stuff out of the way here. Oh, wait, I didn't show y'all the thing my cousin made. Hold on. Okay, I know. Sidetrack, y'all. Sidetrack. Kimberly said you could do half or a third of whatever your row is for the high or low. Yeah. Now I'm doing 99 stitches, so but yeah, you can break it up and do like 45 and 44. So that would work. You could do that. Then it would be super colorful. That's a whole lot of tails. Unless you do a magic join, which I think is what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to use a magic knot. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Okay, so here's what he turned these, or put them on the lathe and turned them. And this one is made out of bloodwood. And then, is that going to focus in? Yeah, there we go. And then on one end, I have a seam ripper. And then on this end, I call it a pokey tool, because I was thinking that I've got some felt bags that I've made, and this would be good if I decide I want to add a different strap, or if I want to add a snap. This would be good for poking a hole in that felt. And then my cousin Brandy said it also would be good for poking the holes, like for doing towel toppers, for poking the hole in the terry cloth, so to crochet into. So that is that. He made, so this is my cousin Brad that made these. And then he made my cousin Brandy, which is his sister, for Christmas. He made her a crochet hook out of that, and then bought the interchangeable hooks. Beautiful. And I was like, you want to make one for your favorite cousin? So when he gets time, hopefully he is going to make me one of those out of cedar. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. But he made her one. He's got one that has like little tiny snips, little scissors in it. The whole set was beautiful. We put it in this box. Hey, Dreamy, welcome in. He made my aunt one of the seam ripper on a necklace, so she's always got it there. She can just pull it off, and yeah, so super cool, very cute. Okay, now where'd my blanket go? Come here, you. Threw you on the floor. I got all excited. All right. So what I'm going to do is, after I do this day, I'm not going to fasten off, because the high for today may be to be in the same color. So I'm just going to keep on going. Chris K said you could also use a tailor's knot. I think that's similar to the magic knot that I use. I think. My thing is that by the time I'm done with this blanket, I'm going to be able to tie these knots to where it ends with one stitch and the next color starts with the next. It's going to be perfection. I just know it. I have high hopes for myself, y'all. Okay, I'm also using a J hook. Y'all can use whatever size hook you want, but I'm using a J because J and K are the hook sizes that I use the most of, and I figure that will make it consistently with the with the tension that I crochet, um, to get the size that I want. Okay, so I'm backing out this last half double crochet that I did just so that I can complete this stitch with my new color, which is jade. Alrighty, lay you down. Where did my tail go? Where did you go? There you are. And then I'm just gonna knot it. I know some people don't like knots. I am not one of those people. I have no problem tying a knot. Hey, Renee, welcome in. Ta-da. Alrighty, now I am going to cut this gray because I know I'm not going to be using this gray again until I'm done with January. And then I'm just going to need it for a few stitches. So, all right, and I've already got my little stitch marker here. This stitch marker is at stitch number 100. So I know that right here is going to be 99. So when I get here, I can stop for the day and then put another stitch marker, and then I'll be ready for the next day. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is the lemon peel stitch for my blanket. Initially, I was going to do the sedge stitch just because, but what I was forgetting about with the sedge stitch is you start with a half double and a double. Even though it's worked in threes, you start with that and then you end with a single. So if I did that, I would be changing my color. I would be changing mid sedge cluster. So I didn't want to do that. All right, so and y'all know I normally like to do my lemon peel in an odd number. That didn't work out for the stitch count for this blanket. So, but by it being an even number, it's a 1 row repeat. And I keep looking right here and y'all are over here. I'm so sorry. So it's going to be a 1 row repeat. So I'm going to start every row with a single crochet, end every row with a double crochet. When I chain one and turn, I'll be ready to start again with a single crochet. So I think that's going to make it pretty easy. So this should be a pretty easy calendar or a temperature blanket. Hey, Miss Susan, welcome in. So in the first stitch, you do a single crochet, and then in the next stitch, you do a double crochet, and then you just repeat that. Single, double, all the way until you get 99 stitches, and then you're done with today's little section. And I'm working right over these tails for a few stitches just so that it's less for me to have to weave in at the end. Then I'm just going to toss them to the back. And then I will weave those in later. Susan, I am starting on a temperature blanket. I will, after this live ends, I will go back into the description and I will put in my stitch count and how I'm doing this. I didn't think to do that beforehand, but I am doing the lemon peel stitch. You don't have to. You can just do a single. I just wanted a little bit of texture to mine. So you can choose, like I said, whatever stitch you want to do, but just keep in mind the bigger the stitch, the longer your blanket's going to be. So, yep. And I was getting ready to tell y'all something else. I was going to tell it to you while I got started on this blanket. And now I don't remember what it was. Oh, yeah, I remember. Okay, so y'all, for 2025 on my channel, instead of working on the same project each week, like we did with the blanket where we worked on the same stitch all month, I've decided I want to change it up just a little bit. So for the first Thursday of every month, I will review the temperature blanket. We'll look at some of the temperature blankets, see how everybody's is coming along. Oh, which reminds me, I need to go get my email. See, I'd already forgotten, so we can look at Dawn P's blanket. Hold on. And then we'll talk about it. We'll show people's progress. If you want to email them to me, we can show them on the live, that kind of thing. Let me get this pulled up. Give me just a second here. But yeah, so that is going to be that's what we're going to do on the first Thursday of the month. Oh, that's beautiful. Hold on. Let me go. Yeah, I'm going to share it. Hold on a second. Let's see. She said this is the one she did for her first grandson. The light side was the high for the day, and the dark side was the low, and the curve represents the number of daylight hours in the day. Total size ended up being 96 by 72. It will be him until he's a grown man. Oh, that's beautiful. I just wanted to give y'all the particulars, but let me show y'all that. It's so pretty. Hey Trish, welcome in. Share screen. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that, y'all. That is gorgeous. There we go. Yeah, let me zoom in. That is so pretty. That's really cool with the curve in it like that. That's awesome. That's so pretty. Stop sharing. Go back over here. Go back over here. There we go. Nancy says, when I sort my yarn, I will pick some yarn for mine. We'll have to play catch up. Mine won't be that wide. My mom said, that's beautiful. I know, right? That's gorgeous, Dawn. Awesome. But see, it's a good idea too. Like if you're looking for a project that you can make that would be personalized, that's one way to do it is to pick the year they were born. And Kimberly says, yes, love the curve. Susan, what yarn am I using? I am using a bunch of different yarns. This particular one is Red Heart Super Saver in the color Jade. There was really no rhyme nor reason to the colors I chose other than I chose colors in my stash that I had at least 2 skeins of. Just because I don't know how much of each color I'm going to need, but I didn't want to run out and have to go buy some. And that, let's see. There was one where I only had 1 skein, but it's a color that I can easily get from Walmart. But I was trying to use up stuff in my stash where I didn't have a bunch. And for like my the one that I'm using for the 15 and below color, I know we're not going to have that many days of that. So I know that 1 skein for that would be more than enough. Renee said, how is your kitty cat? He's great, and he will probably be in here at some point because he likes to jump up on the back of my chair and try to scratch it. Yeah, so that's what's going to happen on the first Thursday of the month. Now, let me find Now, as far as the other months, I've got an idea of what I want to do for them. I just haven't decided in which order it's going to be yet. But one of them is going to be how will it pull, or will it pull? And I'm just going to grab a variegated yarn out of my stash that has. Now, I have found that if it has long color changes, yes, it might pull, but to get the sample all the way across, like when we were working on that one the other day with this mess right here, the all-in-one granny, I was doing 90 something single crochets. That's too much. So I want to check it out with some of the shorter variegated yarns that are not made to be color pooling, but I want to see if they will pull. So I thought that would be kind of fun to see how many different ones would do. But like I said, we'll do that like once a month, or that might be the one that we do on the 5th Thursday, where it's not every month. But anyway, I'll figure it out. Let's see. Karen said my cousin wants to do one, and then we will switch blankets. She lives in Virginia. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, because your temperatures are going to be totally different. Especially, it would be really cool, Karen, if you used the same color palette. You know what I'm saying? So like, just to see the difference that way. Just a thought. So like, yeah, like if you each use the exact same colors with the same color chart, that's what I'm getting at. That would be cool. That way you can see just how different your blankets turn out from using the same everything, just temperature highs where you're at, or lows, or whatever you choose to use. So for this, all I'm doing is alternating between single and double. And like I said, I've already got my I tried to come prepared tonight, y'all, so I've already got my stitch marker here so I know where to stop. Okay, so moving on. One Thursday a month, I'm gonna do a mystery beanie and scarf. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a bunch of stitches on the spinning wheel like we did for the temperature or for the blanket last year for picking the stitches. And then we're just gonna start at the crown. I'll probably start all of the crowns the same or because it'll be hard to if it picks like some hard stitch to start with the crown with that because of multiples and stuff. But then once we get the crown done, and then from here down, just let it pick the let it pick the stitches, and then or maybe I'll put like do two wheels and be like do this crown with a texture, do this crown, do it this way. You know what I'm saying? I haven't worked out all the kinks. I was just brainstorming over the past week or so about what I wanted to do. But then once we get all the stitches picked out, I'll make a matching scarf. So then at the end of the year, I will have 12 hat and scarf sets made. At least 12. Let's see. Once a month, I'm going to do a stitching panel. And it doesn't have to be crochet. It can be any kind of stitching. So it can be knit, it can be crochet, it can be cross stitching, it can be quilting. It can be sewing, whatever stitchery tickles your fancy. Embroidery. I'm gonna have a panel for anybody that would like to for those that would like to join. Yep. And then the fifth idea I had is to start a scrap ball blanket or scrap ball, not necessarily blanket, but scrap ball projects. It could be, might be a scarf, it might be a blanket, but I have several different ideas and patterns, and I might do that. I might do one of them the hey, Mama Riz, and I may do that the same way as the with the beanies, the mystery beanies, as I may spin the wheel to pick a stitch or multiple stitches, and then grab my scrap balls and just get to going. Um, some of my scraps I'm going to cake up, and then so it has like it'll be just like a big magic ball, and then this is just an idea for one of them, for one of the scrap ball blankets. Take the cake, have it all balled up in whatever, however big of a cake I can get it. Have multiple ones probably, kind of like a magic ball. And then grab a solid. I was looking over there to see what, because I've got a lot of like I've got this bright neon orange that I bought from Ollie's, and I have a bunch of it, and then I have a bunch of another color over here that's like well, also has some bluebell. But anyway, so I thought I would take that and then hold two together so that there's like a consistent color going through. Or like say like with my happily stained, um, use the solid color and then because Terry from Yarn Joy podcast, that's what she did for her Vlogmas. She used that happily stained and made it into a scrap ball project. So I want to make some of that to use up some of my scraps because usually I do a scrap ball blanket every year. Last year I didn't do a scrap ball blanket. I just used yarn in my stash to make the 2024 blanket. So that's one thing to do. And then you can also make like a scarf or whatever. Make some projects. That project is what I was thinking about doing on the fifth Thursday, but that, like I said, I may switch that up and do the pooling one. We'll just kind of play it by ear and see. But what do y'all think about that? That's kind of my ideas for 2025 to kind of mix it up a little bit for the Thursday night lives. Look at, we're almost to the stitch. Susan saying hey to everybody in chat. Let me go over here to this side. All right, it's quarter teal. Where's my banders? I don't even have my name up here, y'all. Y'all know it's me. All right, so Jeopardy question. I'm going to be straight up with y'all. I had no clue on the answer to this one. Not even a guess. Like, I read it and I was like, what? Anyway, here is today's Jeopardy answer. The category Three B's of classical music. You heard that correctly. Three B's of classical music. This period of music that saw the first attempts at opera ended with the death of Johann Sebastian Bach. Mm-hmm. So y'all, I took music history in college. If which when I saw the answer, I'm pretty sure this is something that I had to know at that time. It's one of those things that I memorized. It's one of those things that went into my brain long enough for the exam, and then it went right on out the other side. So, yeah. Ooh, you're making noise, Mr. Stitch Marker. We had a couple of people saying Baroque. But yeah, I could have sat here all night long and would not have come up with the answer. Well, I could have Googled it, but just sitting here on my own, I would not have come up with the answer. But I did take some music classes. I took music history. Then in high school, I was in the band. So I know a lot. All right, one time I knew quite a bit about music, but Susan said, I was thinking, what is the Bee Gees? That sounds like a great answer to me. Maria says, I like the colors you're using, Pam. Thank you. Oh, so this gray here, I didn't tell y'all what it is. It's just, I love this. No, it isn't. I love this yarn. It is Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo in the heather gray. Or I think it says gray heather, but yeah. So that's what I'm using for my start. And it's a big old, there's no way I'm going to use all of this. Um, because all it's going to be used for is the 3 rows to get started, the 3 rows to end, and then the 9 stitches. So, yay much between the months. Hey, Noe, welcome in. She says hi to me in the room. And then when I get up here to my stitch marker, I am not going to fasten off my yarn because if the high for today is within the same color group, then I won't have to change off. And there we go. That's 99 because this one was at 100. So I'm going to put my little stitching marker in here. Susan's working on 2 corner-to-corner blankets. Ooh, awesome. And you can't see the texture coming through yet, but once we get it going, you'll be able to see it. It'll be really pretty. I don't think I have anything in here at the moment in lemon peel because all of my stuff that was made up is in my all of the stuff I had made up is in my storage or in a tote bag going to for the craft shows. Kimberly said, my guess was Baroque as well. I don't remember my college education. I remember some of it. I just don't remember that. That's not something that I had to use every day. Noe says, I'm working on my purple pain blanket. Ooh. That sounds interesting. You know what I do have, lemon peel? Hold up. Come here, big boy. Oh, yeah. Also, on one of those days, on my panel day, that's what it is. On my panel day, my stitch along, just where I have the stitching with all the friends and stuff up on my panel, I'm gonna work on whips because I have a lot of them. I have a lot of whips that need to be done. I have a felted basket that I was making, or basket that I was going to felt, and it's huge. So I need to finish it. So that's what I'm going to work on that day. Renee says, "What is the lemon peel stitch?" It is this beautiful stitch that is just a combination of single crochet and double crochet. That's all it is. You do single, double, single, double, single, double. When you get to the next row, you work a single crochet on top of your doubles and a double crochet on top of your singles, and it gives you this beautiful texture. So it's in the blanket. So let me find the lemon peel stitch. Of course, it's on the other end. Come here, you. Let's see here. So that was a double. This one right here. Okay, so let's reorganize here for a second. What are you on? Nothing. Okay, move Mr. Calendar blanket back into his baggie, into his big old bag. What is sticking to me? There we go. Okay, so this right here is the lemon peel. Move, 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 so you can get it all in the picture. He's wide. He can't help it. He can't help it. Okay, there we go. So that is the lemon peel. When it's done, when it's all worked up. I guess I could count this up too. Let's see here. Make sure I got the right one here. Make sure I'm showing y'all the right stitch and not the Suzette. Because they look, the Suzette, the lemon peel, and all of them kind of look, yes, houndstooth. It can also be called that. It has another name too. Griddle stitch, maybe? Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Is that 15? Wait. Okay, so down and then up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have 18 rows of this. So 18 is 6-ish inches. Can y'all see that? Okay. So we can do some mathing again. Let me move this out of the way. I will write that down. I'll see exactly how long my blanket is approximately going to be for my temperature blanket and see if my mathing from last night was on point. Okay. So we said 18 rows, right? 6 inches. Oh, I can't use my phone. It's up there. Okay, well, we'll go over here on the computer. Calculator. Where are you, calculator? Alrighty, so if we have 100, I'm not going to count the starting and the ending rows, so I think I went with 183. I know we looked this up earlier. Look, see, here's all the different ones. See, that was going to do 185, then I looked at how many stitches. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, 183 rows, 198 stitches, working stitch count. That's a whole lot of stitches. So it's going to be 36,234 total stitches, in case y'all wanted to know. Alrighty. I guess I can write that here. So 18 rows equals 6 inches. So we got 183 rows divided by 18 equals 10.16. Oh, mercy. Okay, so I'm thinking it's going to be about 5 feet. Maybe that's right-ish. A little over 5 feet. So, yeah, 61 inches. So yeah, that's 5.8 feet, 5.08. And then once I add the borders at the top and the borders at the bottom, you know, that'll add probably a couple more inches. So it'll be wider than it is tall, but that's okay because it might even grow a little bit. That's just my guesstimation of how long it's gonna be. Um, yep. Okay. So let me close that out. Go back over here. Mama Maria says, "What is the classical period of music?" I need to show that. Let's see here. I am back in the let me scroll back up here and get my see if get caught up in the chat. Hola Maritza, welcome in. No, he said it's on all different shades of purple and different stitches blanket. Oh, that sounds really pretty. Renee's crocheting a hat using the Suzette stitch. I really like the Suzette stitch too. Let's see, and the sedge stitch. I really like the look of the sedge stitch. And like I said, that was kind of what I was thinking of using for this blanket. But hold on a second, y'all. Let me do this. I'm gonna be chit chatting with y'all. Let me switch back to my other camera. Give me a second. I don't like talking on just a little tiny camera, especially if I'm not doing anything with my hands. Y'all don't want to be sitting here looking at just my desk. Okay, so but the sedge stitch, even though it's worked in multiples of 3, which is what my brain was thinking, oh, multiples of 3, that's going to be perfect. It's going to work out exactly right. But it starts with a half double and a double. Then you start the cluster of single, half double, and double all in one. So if I'm doing 99 stitches, my last stitch would be starting the next color. So anyway. So that's kind of why I went away from that, but that would have been really pretty because it's such a boxy, I don't know, it just looks really pretty. So it would have made it a little bit longer too. But so yeah. So I just went with the lemon peel because it'll be a one row repeat. So let's see here. Let's go back over here to my banners and let's drop the answer to our question. Okay, or our question to our answer. Do it every time, y'all. You would think after however many years I've been doing this that I would get it right. I'm not going to get it right because it's just backwards. It's backwards. All right, so the category was 3Bs of classical music. This period of music that saw the first attempts at opera ended with the death of Johann Sebastian Bach. And the question to the answer is, what is Baroque or Baroque? I think it's just Baroque, but I would not have gotten it. Like I said, I could have sat here all night long. Wouldn't have got it. Let's see. Noe said, I had a possum adventure on New Year's Eve. Oh, no. Hey, Dawn, welcome in. How are you tonight? Oh, Noah, you'll have to tell us about your possum adventure. That's funny. So I posted a video. So I still haven't woven in my tails on my blanket from last year because there are a couple of sections that I think I'm going to have to go back and make the border a little bit wider on. It was laying flat, but it's one of those things where I'm the only one that's going to notice it. Nobody else is going to notice it, but I'm going to notice it. And because I haven't gone back and fastened this off, because it's been bugging me, because I know that I know that I'm going to frog this entire border and redo it. Because it's bugging me. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is. But this right here is the Suzette stitch. That's it. So, Mama Marissa says Baroque is my favorite time of music. Also, composer Handel was popular then. Okay. See, now I guess if it was like my favorite style of music, that might have been something that would stick in my brain. But that was just like that style of music. I'm not saying that I don't like it. It's just one of those history type things that just didn't stick in my brain at all. Like it just didn't. When I saw the answer, I was like, "Oh, okay." But I knew I've heard of that style of music, but I couldn't have told you anything about it. Not a thing. Nothing. But and y'all, I know it would be take me a whole lot of math and if I wanted to make it narrower, this other blanket, my temperature blanket. But if I'm gonna do that, right now would be the time to do it before I get too far in it. Um, but I think 5 feet. It's gonna be the same width as this one. But I mean, I could always add a border, or I could always go up a hook size. I could always go up to a K hook. I'll have to think about it. But I'm thinking I'm probably just gonna leave it be. Um, let's see. No, he said her mom went out to see how smoky the sky was, looking around at 10:30, and she saw movement in the corner of her eye. Oh no! Ah. Mama Riz said I was a voice major and sang all that crap in college. Oh, that's nice though. Do you still sing? No, he said she thought it was a cat at first and took a second look and it was a possum. I had a possum outside in my backyard one night. My dogs were going crazy and they kept running around the air conditioner unit, barking and just raising all kinds of cane. And I figured it was a chipmunk or a squirrel or so. I didn't know anyway. So I went out there with my flashlight and I got down. And my flashlight hit his little eyes, and they shined at me, and he was hissing and hissing at the dogs. He wasn't hissing at me, but I was like, oh my goodness. I didn't think I was ever going to get my dogs back in the house. So that poor little possum could go on his merry way. Y'all need to, Granny D had a possum in her house one time. She's like a baby possum. She's got a video on her channel of it. Everybody's was saying hey to Dawn. My mom says Baroque is also an art style. Oh. Mama Riz says, I can't even carry a tune anymore. If you don't use your instrument, it stops working. Now my voice cracks. It's so awful. That's true. I mean, not about your voice, but just in general. Yeah, that's why I've tried. Like in 2024, I didn't do a whole lot of singing, like as far as on my channel, and I didn't. And then like when the pandemic happened, I did a lot of singing because I don't know, like in the house, like before the pandemic, I used to do a lot of singing outside of the house. During that, I did a lot of singing inside the house, a lot of recording and just hanging out and that kind of stuff. The last year, I just didn't do a whole lot of it. So that's another thing. At least once a month, hopefully, that's the plan anyway. Once a month, post a song. That's the thought. That's the thought process right now anyway. So we'll see. Let's see. No, he says, and then I went out to find it after hearing all the commotion, and I looked under the car to find the possum. Oh. Elizabeth said her sons don't believe she used to sing. They just say, stop. Do you have any recordings of yourself from back in the day? Dawn says, her Jerry, you're working on the yarn room. I'll have me playing. Oh, okay. Hey, Jerry. And the little furball. Is your little princess in there with you? Is she helping? Is she supervising? Elizabeth said her best friend still sings beautifully. Hey, Rachel. Thrifty Crocheter says, good evening, everyone. I guess I could take this banner down. Renee said, we had 2 possums in our backyard in New York digging in the garbage cans. Oh, my goodness. Mama Riz said, she said she made one album in high school. It probably melted. You could, if you knew where to look, you could look to see if you still had it. No, he said, she messaged my sister about it. My sister wanted a picture and got a humane trap and drove over. Oh, that's nice. So did y'all trap it and then relocate it? I don't I don't mind the possums so much. Like, I mean, they hiss and stuff, but they eat bugs and ticks and stuff like that. So I don't mind them. They just irritate my dogs. Oh no! Karen said one of the Osmonds passed today. I hadn't heard that. Had not heard that. Was it one of the older brothers? One of the older siblings? Ugh. Let us know. Okay, let me go over here. Check out my little list here. See, I tried to be prepared today for my weekly live events. So, temperature blanket and update. Oh, go here. So here's how much we did today. And then I will check. Oh, it was Wayne, 73. Aw, I hate that. Okay, so that's how much we did today. So what I'm doing is I'm going to do half a row. Oh, you know what I could do? Because I have plenty of the gray. If I want to make it a little bit longer, and I'll get a better idea of how long it's going to be after I finish up January. So when I get to January and I go to do my 9 stitches, I could do those 9 stitches plus 99. So like I could do like, would that work? I'll have to math it out and see. But what I could probably do is do the 9 stitches plus an entire section, like another row, so that it would put it back to the same spot. So that would be 198. So I'd have to do 198 stitches plus 9, and then I could do that between each month, and then that would give of half double, and then that would give me that, or it wouldn't have to be half double. I could do it in the limit fill. And then that would give me a tiny bit more, so it'd make it like maybe 5.5 feet long. That way it would be a little, it would probably end up being about a big old square. I'll have to look at that. Mama Riz says Donnie is still hot. I saw Donnie and Marie in concert. My friend and I went, and not like back when we were teenagers. I mean, we went and saw Donnie and Marie. They did a Christmas concert. Let's say probably 8 or 10 years ago. They were in Nashville, and we went and watched them. They were really good. Now he said, so my sister and I chased it out from under the car into the neighbor's bushes, and we were unintentionally stomping in their bushes using a broom, oven mitts, and the trap to get the possum. Oh, I bet if anybody had like Ring cameras or videoing y'all, that would be hilarious to see. Mama Riz says, I love them both. Lori says, howdy, been lurking, making a couple of crochet angels as memorial ornaments for my grandbaby we lost last month. Oh, Lori, that's so sweet. It's also sad, but it's also very sweet. I know that they will be cherished. Renee says, correction, they were raccoons. Let me go back up. Oh, Lana, they're talking about Wayne said that he'd had a stroke. Oh. There we go. Renee saying that it was 2 raccoons digging in the garbage cans. See, raccoons, they're so cute. Their little hands, but they can be destructive. Oh no. No, he said her sister broke a nail in the process. Good night, Chris. But yeah, Lori, they're gonna really cherish those crocheted angels. Ugh. What am I hooked on down here? My yarn keeps hooking on stuff. But I will I'll have a better I'll have a better idea of how we're gonna complete the blanket. As of right now, that's the process. Um, I'm gonna keep going with it as is until I get to the end of January. When we get there, then we can decide if we're gonna do an extra row of the separating color, or if we're just gonna keep it with the 9 stitches. That way, um, yeah, we'll see how long it's going to be. And then y'all can also measure yours, because if you are using a smaller hook, or if your tension is tighter than mine or looser than mine, you may not want your blanket to be any longer, or you may want it to be even longer. So we'll just have to wing it. We'll play it by ear, and at the end of January, we'll measure it out. We'll see how long it's going to be, and I know, some months have a few more days than others, but we'll get a general idea. We can take January's, multiply it out by 12, see how long it's going to be, um, minus the border here, or minus the starting uh, starting rows here. Let's see. Chris K says monthly schedule sounds good. Thank you. No, he says, so anyway, my sister and I successfully caught it, and she took it to her 5-acre property. Oh, that's nice. Karen says prayers for Sunita and her family as she lost her mom. I heard about that. That's awful. I mean, it's awful to lose anybody, but it's definitely heartbreaking around the holidays. But I hate that for her. Let's see. Lori said I made one for myself, my daughter-in-law, and the other grandma, and then my daughter-in-law's sisters both wanted one too. So I'm making them each one. That's so nice. I know that it's probably also very hard for you to make them, but also maybe healing. I don't know. That's just, it's hard. It's hard, especially in a baby. It's hard losing a baby. I had already bought the yarn. My cousin, she was pregnant, and I had already bought the yarn to make her a blanket. It was beautiful yarn. Don't get me wrong, gorgeous. It was the colors that she really liked. She'd already, named the baby, and was picking out stuff, and then she lost the baby. And so I couldn't bring myself to make anything with that yarn. I couldn't make her blanket. So I ended up just gifting that yarn to somebody else because of the memory for me that was attached to it. But yeah, it's I guess everybody grieves in different ways, but I'm glad that you're able to make that for them and help them have a little piece of her. So I think that's really nice. So have y'all been to Hobby Lobby? They sent me a text message this morning that said all the Christmas stuff was 90% off. Y'all, they went from 70 to 90, boom, like that. So I was like, at lunchtime today, I was like, you know what? I'm going to run out to Hobby Lobby. Just, do a little quick perusal and see what's left. Because I figured it's probably already been kindly picked over because, here we are, a week past Christmas already. So I figured it would kind of be picked over. But they still had quite a bit of stuff. However, myself and probably everybody in 3 neighboring counties decided to go to Hobby Lobby at lunch today. That parking lot was packed. You would have thought it was Black Friday weekend or something. It was so crowded. They had every single register open, and there was probably 8 to 10 people in line at every register. And then, so all the Hobby Lobbies in my area are set up one of 2 ways. You walk in, and if you walk straight, the yarn is down on the left, and then all of the Christmas and stuff is off to the right. Or you walk in, and it's set up just the opposite. You go to the right to get to the yarn, and you go to the left to get to where they have all the seasonal Christmas items and that kind of stuff. The one today, you come in, you go to the left. The people at the register that's closest to where all of those aisles start, they went down and turned, and that line was almost to the side wall. But they still had a whole bunch of Christmas stuff. but 90% off is 90% off. So I went looking because they had like, they had, just because a couple weeks ago they still had craft kits. So I got me a fa la 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 cup. The only thing is the lid was broken. But guess what? This lid from Wendy's fit it perfect. $2 and whatever, $2.50, $2.60, however much. I can always use, some cups. Do I need more tumblers? No. But this one was supposed to stay at work. But I also wanted a big old cup of ice when I was leaving, so I'm taking this one back to work with me. That's the plan anyway. I'm gonna wash it. I'm hanging in a bag by the door, so that when I go out, I'm gonna keep it in my car. So yeah, that's the plan. But they did still have a few craft kits. They just didn't have the crochet ones I was looking for. But since I went on my lunch break, I didn't take time to go to the back of the store because at the back of the store is where they have all the like a lot of the little crafty kit things for holidays and stuff set up. So I didn't go back there to see if they had moved any of those forward or if they were all still back there. But I did find some diamond painting kits that were nutcrackers. So I grabbed a couple of those because they were less than $1, I think. So, but I spent $20.61 and my total savings was $167. So yay. Oh, I got a wooden advent calendar. So I've got one up here that I got from Michael's a few years ago, and which is a tree, and then now I have one that's a truck. So I just have to paint all of those, and at some point that'll happen at some point during the year, maybe. I am missing a bunch of chats, so y'all hold on. Don P said, "Oh no, I think their buyers way overbought. We were there yesterday. I know there was still so much stuff. It was like I was surprised at the amount of stuff that was still left. Like if I was a Grinch fan, like if that was like my decor, I could have scored big time. Like because they had a whole aisle when I was there a couple weeks ago of nothing but Grinch stuff. It was all Grinch. Like you look up it, everything was green. Today they still had half of that aisle. So they had like Grinch buckets and they're like metal tins that you can put like baked goods and stuff in. They still had a bunch of those. There was this one couple that had 3 carts and they had every single buffalo check, red and black buffalo check tin they could find in these buggies. They had 3 of them and he was counting them and they had 21 in one of the carts. And then they had, like I said, they had 3 buggies total. But I mean, they were like 50 cents a piece. So, if I owned something that I needed that kind of stuff for, if I wanted to like box it up or use it for whatever, I mean, that would have been the time to get it because they still had a bunch of that. Now they had those on that section. And then over on the other wall, they had a whole bunch of other ones, like with the baked goods and then like the little to-go boxes that look like Chinese takeout boxes. They had those. They still had a bunch of those left over that were all Christmassy. And then the ones that had like where you could put the stuff in it and then it has like an opening. I don't have one in here, but like where you can see down inside the bucket or not bucket, but the metal tin. So like a little window so you can see your baked goods. Yep. But like I said, 50 cents. Karen said she went to Joann and they had a basket for $40, got it for $8 for yarn. They're 80% off. Oh, nice. I've gotten some of those big baskets. Well, the ones that look like the big old, our Hobby Lobby had them at one time. The ones that look like a big old apple bushel barrel or apple picking basket. That's what I call them. They're huge, but yeah. Roy said about her grandbaby. She was 6 months along, very difficult. She's using some very soft yarns and thinking of little baby Amelia and how she was so loved and her spirit strengthened us in extended family and combined family. That's so sweet. I'm glad you're able to do that for them, though. That's really sweet. Let's see, Karen says, yep, they always buy too much for holidays. Now they have to get it out before tax time. Let's see. Lori says, I'm on a mission to reduce the stuff in my house, so I've been avoiding all the clearance sales. Well, I was trying to avoid them, But when they sent me that 90% off, and then I got to thinking about the crochet kits because I didn't buy one because they had the ones at the fall. I did buy one at the fall, but I gifted it. I didn't keep it. Um, so I didn't even like check it out or open it or anything. I just gifted it. And then they had some for Christmas, the Christmas crochet kits. And so if they had any left, I was going to grab a couple because I thought I might could like put them in a giveaway or something later, but they didn't have any unless they were at the back of the store. Like I said, I didn't go to the back of the store. I may ride back over there tomorrow just to see, but today was a madhouse. I mean, I'm guessing if I go back tomorrow, there will not be anything left because it was, like I said, I've never seen it that busy. And I told the lady at the register, I was like, I've never seen it this busy. And she was like, me either. So, Jen to Lori, she said, that's so sweet or so special and sweet. Would love to see your angels. Yes, if you want to share those on a community post, or if you don't want to share it publicly, or if you want to email, I can show one. And you just let us know. But that is a very special gift that you're making. And there's Mama Riz saying, yep, very special tribute to your granddaughter. Spring hugs. She said, I finally made it in. Hugs. Yes, thank you, Spring. I was lurking at Spring's live earlier. I did remember to say hello, y'all. I've gotten really bad about just forgetting to tell people I'm there. I just lurk in private, lurk in quietness. But I had her going, then I went and fixed some grubbage. Was listening to Spring. She had a lovely panel up today. They were talking about reading and books and yep. Karen said, the rope baskets. Cool. Lana says, hi, Spring. I was lurking there earlier too. Hey, Granny D. She says, hey, Pavy Poo, listen, whilst that stitch. Howdy, y'all. Howdy, howdy. Everybody's saying hello to one another. Hey, Sandra, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? So, Wanda, I hope you are being safe out on the roads. How I-40 has been like a demolition derby, it seems like. Especially in our area. It's been awful. I think like over the Christmas, New Year, over the past like probably month, there have been several wrecks. Luckily, I don't think anybody was injured, but it just made a big old mess and backed up traffic for miles and miles and miles. Lori says, okay, I'll send a picture when they get their wings. Oh, thank you, Lori. Jen, back to Miss Wanda. Hiya, sweets. Good to see ya. Wanda is in Southeast Ohio tonight. Well, be careful. Good night, Mom. She said, good night, everyone. It's Bible reading time. Have a good night. So, y'all, it is not Dr. Pepper tonight. It is Milo sweet tea. I know that's not much better, but I'm trying to do better. Every year I say I'm going to do better at drinking water. So I'm going to try to do better. But tonight, sweet tea. I'm thinking of getting, because the water that comes out of my fridge doesn't taste good. Like it has a filter on it, but it never tastes right. It just tastes, and I don't know if it just sits in the lines too long. I don't know. The last time I got water out of it, it was like, but I need to I guess I need to get a new filter for that first and clean out the lines and see if it'll taste better. I think it's more along the lines of it doesn't come out of the fridge cold. Like I remember a friend of mine that the water that would come out of her fridge like was ice cold, and mine is not. But now that I have a bunch of these tumblers, I can fill it up with ice because I also have an ice maker, and then I would drink water better because I want my water to be cold. I don't want it to be warm. I don't like warm. Okay, let me scrolly. Lana says, the Wanda threw yarn. I threw some yarn. Sandra says she's okay. Pain levels higher tonight, and her stomach's acting up, but that is just life now. I'm sorry, Miss Sandra. I hope you get to feeling better. Mama Riz, what does my cup say? La 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 la. La 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 la. Lori says they are predicting 8 to 10 inches of snow in Indianapolis overnight on Sunday. It's also going to be cold and windy. Ooh, burr. Initially, I heard for here possibly snow on the 6th, but I don't know. The temps keep going up and down, up and down, up and down. So I'll just wait. And when I wake up and I see the white fluffy stuff, then I'll be like, yay, because that means I can go back to bed. Because being in the South, when it snows, everything shuts down and we get to stay home. So I don't mind it so much unless I have something that I need to do, in which case then it's a pain in the honey. But and it's not because we can't drive in the snow, it's because we don't have enough. We don't have the what is it, the infrastructure? We don't get enough snow to have enough plows to plow it quickly. I mean, they do get them cleaned off quickly for our area, but not as quickly as some of the other places. So I just sit at home and wait until they get to my road, and then I can venture out. Mona says, Dr. Pepper sounds so good. Zach was talking about it earlier. Now, I did have Dr. Pepper earlier today, but right now I have tea. Sandra says, I love water. Wanda says, sounds like they're expecting a little snow after midnight tonight. Be careful. I mean, you're used to it. I know you are, but still, be careful. And I need to, okay, so y'all, I have met Miss Wanda. We've met a couple of times when she's been traveling through here, doing her route and stuff. And she brought me a Swift one time when we met up, and I've still got a bunch of hanks of yarn, and I need to Swift and cake them bad boys up and use some of that yarn. So maybe at some point during 2025, I will use some of my bougie yarn because I have quite a few hanks of it, of different kinds of bouginess that need to be made into something beautiful instead of just laying on the shelf over there. So I need to do that. I need to cake them up and I need to use them. And that Swift is so much easier. The last time I'll say the last time, before I got the Swift, which I guess, is that what it's called for, even if it's not like the name brand Swift? Y'all know what I'm talking about? It looks like the big umbrella thing without the umbrella cover thing, and it pulls your hank out like this so that it makes it all nice, and then you can cake it up super quick. Anyway, well, before I got that, I put the yarn over my laptop. I don't recommend doing that because I didn't have the chair back because I was sitting in the chair, so I just put it over my laptop. I don't recommend doing that. That was the biggest tangled up mess I ever did see. I didn't think I was ever going to get that thing caked up. Highly recommend getting a Swift instead. Hello, Miss Garcia. Welcome in. Kimberly, have I tried the Milo's extra sweet tea? No, but that's because I'm a weirdo and I don't like super sweet tea. Like, I think McDonald's sweet tea is too sweet. I didn't used to be that way. But so like if I get McDonald's, and there's a restaurant around here that brews their tea, and it tastes so good, but it is so sweet. So I usually get half and half unsweet, half sweet, and then it's perfect. But I like just the regular old Milo's sweet tea. I think it's just perfect. It could be a little less sweet, and I would drink it, but that's about the right sweetness. That's how I used to make mine when I would make my own tea. And then when I found Milo's, I was like, oh, I don't have to make tea anymore. I can just buy it. I still make it every once in a while, but yeah. People talking amongst themselves. Mama Riz says cute cup. Yeah, and I got 2 cups. So I got this one, and then I got a white one. And I don't remember what the white one said. It's some sort of holiday something or other. But I mean, they're the ones that are supposed to keep it cold, which I mean, it's doing okay. Now my cups that I bought that have my logo on them, just based on this one from putting the ice in it when I left work, The ones with my logo keep the ice cold or keep the ice icy longer. But for $2, y'all, or well, whatever it was, I think they were regular $25.99, so $2.59, $2.60, less than $3 for a $26 tumbler. Yes, please, thank you. I'm all about finding a good deal. Scrolly, scrolly, scrolly. Everybody's welcoming each other in. Wanda said she shut down in a truck stop just in case it does. Didn't want to get stuck on a ramp. Oh, yeah, that would suck. She says I still don't like driving in it. I don't blame you because it's so, different areas treat their roads differently. You know that probably better than any of us, but like our county, our person that's over like our TDOT for our county, which is Tennessee Department of Transportation, the one that's over it for our county, she's amazing. She is like the roads going to the hospital. They are, she treats those. Those are cleared out first, our main highway. But like our main ones, like our they will be spotless as far as you can look at it. They will be completely cleared. You get to the next county over in one or two ways, and you can see the line, like where ours stops and is completely cleared. And then you go into the next county, they will be solid white because they haven't gotten to that section of the road because for them, that road's not important. But for us to get to their county, it's important. It's one of our main roads. Takes you straight to the interstate, going both ways. So, but our county, the one that's over it, she's on the ball. She gets the main roads cleared quickly, and as soon as she gets those, then she starts clearing side roads. And some of the neighboring counties don't do side roads; they only do the main state roads. They do not go county roads, or they don't go to any of the side roads at all. She does really well in getting them cleared. Let's see here. Lori said, my sister is hosting a big 75th birthday party for her husband Sunday afternoon evening. So I hope it doesn't come, or if it comes after everyone is home safely. Oh, exactly. See, that's the way it tends to go, though. You'll be sitting at home for 2 or 3 days, nowhere to go, nothing to do. But the one day that you need to go do something, that's the day it's going to be bad weather, or the day it's going to pour down rain, the day you got to get out of the house and be in it. Lana said, that's a Swift. So it's just a Swift. Okay, so it's called a Swift no matter what. Okay. I didn't know if that was like a name, like a name brand, or if that's actually what it's called. So good to know. I've called it a Swift, but then I was like, I didn't know. But okay, cool. Maria says, I didn't have a Swift or know how to use one. Kimberly says, I might need to turn in my Southern card. Why for? Because, for the double sweet. Girl, I like sweet tea. Now, don't you give me no unsweet tea. But now, just the plain Milos, that's good. I like it. But it's got to be sweet. But not double sweet. But that being said, that's not to say I won't try the double sweet tea if I happen to come across it and somebody says, hey, I got some double sweet tea. You want to try it? Sure, I'll try it. But I think the McDonald's, but I don't get sweet tea from McDonald's anyway. That's not my jam. I get Dr. Pepper at McDonald's. Because, what was it? Probably, let's see, okay, after we lived in Germany, because y'all, you know what you can't get in Germany at restaurants and stuff? Sweet tea. I asked them for sweet tea one time, and they brought me out this stuff that was black. I thought they brought me Coke or something. It was so dark. It was awful. I was like, what is that? But anyway, after we lived in Germany, we came back here. We lived in California for a while, which, again, not very popular in restaurants in California, sweet tea. But they do have a lot of them had instant tea. And then when I moved back here, a lot of the restaurants had started using instant tea. Why would you use instant? Like, not, ugh. And it just wasn't good. Like, a lot of them, it was just, I don't know, just had a completely different taste than the fresh brewed tea. So I just started getting soft drink when I'd go out to eat, or sometimes I would get lemonade. Very rarely got water, but occasionally. But yeah, definitely not the tea. So I got out of the habit of getting tea at restaurants. But there are several restaurants here in my hometown and in the town beside me that I will get sweet tea. One of those restaurants, Cracker Barrel, like Cracker Barrel sweet tea. I will get sweet tea at Cracker Barrel all day, every day. I will still also get Dr. Pepper occasionally, but um, I like Cracker Barrel's tea. It's good. Mama Riz likes unsweet tea. See now my Uncle Gary, he drinks unsweet tea. I just Jen says she loves cake and yarn by hand. If I can get it laid out where it doesn't get touched once I get it, but where I when I caked it up using my laptop, I didn't have a big space to lay it down, and it was a big mess. But that Swift, super handy dandy. Thanks, Wanda. Very. Mhm. Now, as far as like usually, now I did buy a small Stanwood yarn ball winder. I found it for like a really great deal. It was on sale on Amazon several years ago. I want to say I paid like $20 for it. I mean, like I said, it was on sale. It was one of the older models. Um, but I didn't get the big giant one. I just got the little small one. So I just wind it up. But usually I just roll it up in a ball, and if I'm balling it up myself. So Mama Ruth says, I love a great deal. Me too. Me too, me too. Darcia says hi to all the lurkers. Hello, hello. And yes, thank you everybody for hanging out with me tonight. If you're lurking or chatting or catching the replay, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate y'all being here. Mama Riz says, I live in a big town, but it's still town, not city, and our roads can't handle ice. I can't handle the ice. That's, yeah. Driving in snow is one thing, but when it's, and see, and that's usually what happens, is it'll rain, then the temps will drop, so then we'll have a nice layer of ice underneath the snow, which makes it for Pam staying home and just wait until they come through and clear off the roads. Wanda says, "Oh, Jen, I did wind up stopping for cornbread mix. Bought a few other items also. I couldn't do without it. Gotta have the snacks and the grubbage in case you have to be there for a hot minute or two." Da, da, da. And there's Miss Garcia dropping some emojis. Let's see. Noe said, I forgot to mention the shirt I was unintentionally wearing. We were trying to catch the possum. It's a picture of a possum and a raccoon in a convertible, and it says, live fast, eat trash. That is hilarious. That's too funny. Kimberly says, haven't tried it yet. We might have to one night. Let's see. Lori says she lives in Capital City on the block between the hospital and the firehouse. I won't be snowed in long. Oh, yeah. You're in a great spot for them to clear your road quickly. Y'all have a hair that's tickling my face and it needs to like be gone. I don't know which one it is. That's why it may be stuck on my shirt or something. Jen DeWanda, so funny. I'm glad you did. Sometimes we just have to have the things we desire when we desire it. Exactly. Sometimes you just got to get what you got to get. I agree. Elizabeth said her mom would make sun tea outside in sunny California when we were kids, but never sugar and never Kool. I remember you saying that about the Kool-Aid. I was telling my friend that the other day. I was like, she never had Kool-Aid. Now I have made sun tea before. Kimberly says Nukes has good Splenda tea. Who's that? Where's that? Let's see here. Oh, Splenda said she wanted it to go with her New Year's meal. I was gonna do the whole black eyed peas, greens, all that kind of stuff. And really, I didn't even think much about it until halfway through the day. But I did have pork. And then for my green, I had broccoli. And I had a can of black eyed peas in the cabinet, but it said they expired in November, which they probably still would have been good. But then I was like, no. So in place of black eyed peas, I had white beans. Then I had a bite of corn because I was reading like somebody posted like all the foods that are supposed to be good to eat on New Year's Day and what they're supposed to represent and stuff. So I ate a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Ooh, Angel says baby blanket is done. Yay! Lana said to Elizabeth, her too, as far as her mom made sun tea and never put any sugar. Made it for the family in Cali. Gotta put some sugar in it. Got to. And you gotta put the sugar in it when it's while the water's hot. So the sugar can dissolve and not sink to the bottom. And if you can't, then put your sugar and then put you some hot water in it. If your other stuff is already, if your main tea has already cooled down, melt your sugar and then pour it in. Make it like a syrup and then put it in there. So it doesn't sink to the bottom. Jen says she loves ice blue raspberry lemonade Kool-Aid. Oh, that sounds yummy. Dawn says to everybody, hello. She's working and lurking. Oh, Wanda said she did, and she cooked everything on the truck. See, that's so cool that you can do all that right straight from the truck. You have home cooked, or not home cooked, but you can have a home cooked meal and be on the road. I think that's really cool. Mama, I pulled my chair up and then I slid back. Oh, yeah, that's true. Elizabeth says, but so many fresh fruit trees and strawberries that they could put in their sun tea. So you had natural sweetener. So you had fruit tea before fruit tea was a thing. Have you ever had fruit tea? Now, we had this one restaurant. It has since closed down, but they had the best fruit tea. I was never a fan of the fruit tea, or I didn't think so. But theirs was the bomb diggity. It was so good. Basically, it's like half tea, half orange juice, or some other kind of juice, but it's really good. Very, very good. Dawn says, yep, I've been here. Just wanted to check in. Thank you. I was lurking in West Coast Wednesdays last night for a little bit before I fell asleep. Lana said, nope, diabetic, so I'm glad I'm not used to the sugar kind. Oh, that's true. Very, very true. Angela said she put some lemonade in her tea. My uncle used to do that. I think we talked about that last week or week before. I don't know. We talked about it not too long ago. But he would make, when we would have our family reunions, he would make a big old, we had one of those big, huge, like tea dispensers like you see at a restaurant, and he would brew the tea in that, and then he would take one of the frozen lemonades, the ones that are like yay big, and he would dump the whole thing in it. But see, I'm a weirdo again. I like tea and I like lemonade, but I don't like lemon tea. I don't know why. I just prefer it without it. Something. Okay, I'm like, why? My phone is up here. Why is my desk vibrating? I guess it's because I have it on the stand and it's making my desk vibrate. But usually it pops up over here anyway. Alrighty. Scrolly, scrolly, scrolly. Lana says she's gotten fruit tea at Sonic. Sonic has fruit tea? I've never tried that. Not from Sonic. I've gotten a lot of different. Now Sonic has some good strawberry, like you get their strawberry lemonade. That's really good. It's their lemonade, and then they put real strawberries in it. It's really good. Lana says, nope. Where it jumped. Where did it go? Elizabeth says, yes, Arnold Palmer, yummy. Elizabeth said they had a strawberry farm behind the house, and we would pop our heads over the fence, and the workers would share strawberries with us kids. Oh, they're fresh strawberries picked straight out of the field. Oh, so good. We have a Mennonite community nearby, and every year they have strawberries, and they are the best. But was it we lived in West Tennessee? I guess it was. They had a strawberry festival. But we would go. There was a farm, and we could go pick our own strawberries. Fresh picked strawberries are so good. Yummy. Angela says, yep, she uses the Country Time lemonade. Lori says, I love peach tea, and raspberry is my second favorite tea. But Angela said she uses the Country Time lemonade so she doesn't have to worry about the sugar. Oh, yeah, so you just use the pre-mixed Country Time lemonade and then mix it in. That way that's your sugar for your tea. That's a good idea. I like the Lipton peach tea, the Georgia peach. They also have I think it's a mango tea and the green tea. Those are all pretty good. Yep. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If anybody would like to drop your link, I still have not changed the word. So if you want to drop your channel link so your friends here in the chat and can go check you out, or anybody catching the replay, if you've got live chat on, they'll be able to grab your link. But the word is be thankful, I believe. Yeah. BEE, thankful, all one word. Hey, Michael, welcome in. He says, hi, y'all. Sorry I'm late. You're not late. We've just been chit-chatting and all kinds of good stuff. Here's a little recap. I started my temperature blanket. I am doing half a row. There's Miss Lana's channel. I'm doing half a row per day. So I've got 99 stitches of the lemon peel. So we had a high yesterday of 40, and then I will check the high for today. That way I can finish it along. And if the high today was within the same color range, then I won't have to change it off. I can just cruise on across. Michael said, pretty colors. Thanks. Mama Maria said, who goes live next? I don't know. If anybody knows, or if there are any mods in there, y'all go ahead and check it out. Feel free to drop a link to anybody that is going live. And let me show y'all how my December granny square turned out. If y'all missed it at the beginning, it's big. She's a big one. There she is. She's big, big, big. And then she's got a box bottom. She got a side. And then she's 9 across and 9 on the back. Okay, so y'all know those the big reusable bags you can get from Michael's? What am I hooked on? Hold on. Okay. Okay, there we go. Sorry, y'all. My yarn was hooked. I'm like, I can't go. Okay, so look. This is one of the big old giant bags, reusable shopping bags that you can get. This one came from Michael's that I bought a few years ago on Christmas clearance because they were like 50 cents or something ridiculously cheap. Maybe they might have even been a dime. I don't remember. But anyway, it's the big ones. So what I'm going to do, oh, wait, there's a tag on it. It was $2.99, but I got it on their Christmas clearance, so it might have been 70% off or 90% off. But anyway, but it fits perfect in this bag, y'all. So instant liner. So what I'm gonna do, I still have to weave in my tails because I'm a slacker and haven't done that yet. But I'm gonna go through weaving all my little tails, and then I'm gonna go around with my white sparkly yarn here and do another round across the top. And I could use my little pokey tool that I showed y'all a while ago. I could do that. I could use my little pokey tool and like maybe attach it in just a couple of places. But if I decide to do that, but I'm gonna go around the top, and then when I get to the handles, then I'm just gonna do a little crochet around it. And I may even go up and around so that it kind of looks like a candy cane, and then come back down and then join her over here. And then that would also put some of the weight distribution over onto this and not just on this all the time. But anyway, and then go all the way around it. And it's got 2 handles, and do the same thing on this side. But then that way, I got this big old granny square bag. Like I said, instant, with an instant liner. So, yep. Scrolling back up. Scrolly. Hey, Jessica. Sorry, y'all, had to scroll way back up in the chat. Darcia says, I don't have a link because I'm the missing link. Everybody's asking or saying to Mr. Michael how he's doing. Susan, if you haven't already, put another E in your Be Thankful. B-E-E Thankful. You may have already done that, but Jessica says, Happy New Year. And hello to all the friends in chat. Michael says, wow, I love it. Thanks, y'all. And that is the squares that we made all during December. I decided to do them all together, and I joined them with a continuous granny join. I was going to do single crochet, and then I decided we're going to make it big. We're going to make it massive. And by doing the continuous granny join, I started, let me do it this way. So I had it like this. I had all my little squares. So I started here, went up. Is that where I went? No. I went down, over, up, over, down, up, over. Down. Then when you got here, you go zoop, straight across. Then you go up, over. And then you leave this side open. And then you go up and across. And when you get up here, you end right here, zoop, zoop, zoop. And then you're done. So no tails to weave in except for the starting one and at the last one. I was like, yeah, I'm all about not having any additional tails other than all the tails from the squares. I had all those to weave in still, but not a bunch of tails for joining it. So thanks everybody that's saying they like my bag. Lana says to Dawn, thank you. I don't have any content yet. Hoping to post videos of Thor this year. That's okay. You can go ahead and get your family members now, and then hopefully you can get a community tab. And on that, you can post pictures like you do, like say on Facebook or Instagram. And if you have a community tab, you can also share out your friends' lives and stuff. And then when you get ready to post content, you'll already have a base of viewers ready to support you when you do. Michael's saying he's doing good. Just been doing pattern math for my new creation. Math, of course, I barely ever passed. I feel you. We talked about me doing math earlier. Here, I'll show you. That's what I was saying. I hope my math is mathing. You get it. Here's where I was doing math, trying to work out my counts and stuff. And I was like, man, if I just go in there and drop this in Excel, I could figure out a formula. But y'all know I was watching Hallmark movies and everything else, so that wasn't happening. Elizabeth said, the sparkles are life. I love it. Oh yeah, it is. Every yarn I used in that bag has the sparkles. So sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. What I used is the I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby and the metallic. So it all has the sparkles. Every bit of it. The green, even this has sparkles in it. And the red. Sparkle, 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 sparkle. And I still had one granny square left. I had extra red already made. Dawn Pieces, gotta run. I have an early morning with my daughter-in-law having surgery tomorrow. Oh, I hope everything turns out well with the surgery. Y'all be careful. Dawn Pieces says, remember, if you're feeling down, look up. Oh, thank you. Yes. Lana says, I'm sorry if you already said it, but what hat are you wearing? You know what? I have no idea. I don't know. I have a tendency when I'm sitting watching TV to make up patterns, to just make up stuff. Um, but I've also made a few hats from Crystal from Bag O' Day. And I've also made a couple of hats from Mikey at Crochet Crowd. So I don't know. I don't know if this is one of theirs or if this is one I made up. Um, it looks like this looks like one of the crowns that I like to do. But I can't be 100% sure. Then this is single crochet. This right here appears to be a rice stitch, or it could also be alpine, but I think it's a rice stitch. More rows of single crochet, and then it's finished off with front row or front post, back post, double crochet brim. Um, and this yarn is unforgettable. I love this Red Heart Unforgettable, which is such a pretty yarn. And I'm sad that they don't have it, that they quit making it. I have two I have two more skeins of this up there. But yeah, I we're gonna do a mystery beanie, and I'll let y'all. I mean, I've also made just picked up random stitches and put them in hats, and sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. But I can't remember honestly. I don't know if this is one that I made up or if it's one that I got off of somebody else's channel. I thought about that when I was walking in here. I was like, I have no idea. No clue. Lana says, oh, okay, so Lana has her community tab. Very good. So see, so you can share pictures, and then when you're ready to start posting, that'll be like kind of like your stepping stone. And then when you're ready to start posting videos or shorts, you can do that. Awesome, awesome. Nancy says, good night. I have to get up early to leave for the eye doctor. Be careful, Nancy, on your trip south. Michael says, LOL, we always got to do the math business the hardest way we know how, even though Excel would be so much easier, right? Because I was like, I could just put it in there, put the little formula in there, then just change one number, and then it would automatically do it for me. But no. I had to write it down and then do 200 and then type it on my phone and divide it out and multiply. And I finally figured it out, but yeah. Oh, Lori said she just emailed the picture of the angel ornament with the yarn label and pattern that inspired her. Okay, let me go show you that. Where is my... There it is. Pull my email back up. Close that. Whoopsies. Did you email it to my email address? Where did you send it? Or did you send it on Facebook? Let me refresh. Hold on. There it is. I found it. I just had to refresh. Hold on a second. Come on, open. Oh, I love those wings. That's so pretty. Okay, I know y'all want to see. Let me go back over here. Elizabeth says, you look good in hats. Oh, thanks. I had the hat on because when I left work, it was cold. And I had my hat and I had my hoodie on. And I had the hood. Ooh, I had the beanie in my pouch of my hoodie. And so when I left work this evening, I put it on my head. And then when I got home, I was doing stuff and I kept it on my head. And then it was time to start the live. And I was like, it's staying on my head because now my hair is all flat and blah. And so I kept my hat on. Okay, let me share screen so y'all can see this beautiful ornament. That is not what I wanted. I went to change camera. No, I want to share screen. And y'all can see these beautiful angel ornaments that Miss Lori is making in memory of her granddaughter. Look how beautiful that is. So she's using a pattern from Simply Hooked by Janet, and it's the Angel Ornament Keepsake. Look at that. That's so pretty. So pretty. Lana said the yarn on my hat is beautiful. Why, thank you. Like I said, it is Red Heart Unforgettable. I so wish that they still made it. Oh, thanks, everybody. Michael says, oh, so adorable. The angels are just so great. I know, right? Aren't they? That's just so sweet. And then there's my little alias again. That's my other camera that's over here. So that when I'm talking to y'all, you can see me. Jen says, so cute, Lori, and well represented. Represented, exactly. That's such a beautiful tribute to your granddaughter. All right, y'all. It is 10 o'clock. I didn't see if anybody else was going live. If anybody in chat wants to go live, say it right quick before we head out, and we can head over to y'all. Next, everybody said the hat looks good on me. I appreciate it. Sometimes I wear hats, sometimes I don't. I like hats. I think it looks better when my hair gets a little bit longer. But Lana said, nope, it's only 8 p.m. Well, it's 10 p.m. where I'm at. Lori said she made up the wings. She used pipsqueak, chain 5, 2 single crochet, 1 half double, 1 double, and then sewed them on the back. They turned out really pretty. I like because it's got that, like the feathers, like the wing, the feather. It gives a feathery look to me. I like that. We made, oh, it's way over there. We made some one year for the Crafty Ladies, but I like the furriness of the ones that you did. Michael said, yes, beautiful tribute. And y'all, I'm going to pause my camera for a second. Y'all keep talking amongst yourselves. I'm going to see if I can grab that temperature blanket that I started many, many moons ago. Like many, 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 many moons ago. I would have to find the notebook to see even what year it was. But I know it's been a long time because both of my children still lived in the house and they were still in school. So that's been a while, at least 10 years probably. So it's been a long time. Hold on. I'm pretty sure that is on the other side. And the reason I'm turning off my camera is because I got to get down on the floor and crawl underneath my desk. Kimberly says, 11, time for family devos and prayers. Have a great night, and thanks for the inspiration. Thanks for joining, Kimberly. Okay. We're going to see how hard it is to get to because the basket's there. And the thing is, I can see the blanket. Oh, I got my other blanket in the way. It's blocking my chair. Okay. Got that pushed out of the way. If y'all hear crashing, just bear with me. It's just me crawling on the floor. Oh. Yay! I was able to easily grab it, and there wasn't nothing on top of it, which was surprising. Surprising. And y'all, for this blanket, I didn't think it through very well because the yarn I was using is the Yarn Bee yarn from Hobby Lobby. You know, the shiny stuff. I think it was called Soft and Sleek. I don't even know if they still have it. But it's the ones that look like kind of like the Karen Simply Soft. But it was turning out so pretty. But holy smokes. It's very, very wide. I could use this yarn for something else. And I was doing, I don't even know. That's the colors I was using. And half doubles. But let's see how wide it is. Very, very, Very wide. I could just make it be a big old scarf. What up, Matthew? I'm showing this temperature blanket that I started 100 years ago when you was still in high school. There we go. It's a scarf. Obviously, I didn't get as far as I thought I did. That's definitely not through June. That's probably, well, I could tell you what it would be. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so to right there is 31. So that would be January, probably January, February, March. So 3 months. Let's see. Lori said she used up 18,665 yards of yarn in 2024. That's awesome. Hello, Collectomania. Welcome in and Happy New Year. Whew, I know one thing. This would be a nice hot scarf. Okay, but this is what I was using. And this yarn is heavy. Heavy. Yep. But it's really pretty. Yep. And it was really pretty yarn, but it's that slickiness, so it doesn't like to knot well. But let me look at something. Look at me. Hold up. Did I? I'm impressed with myself if I did. Y'all, there ain't one single tail to weave in. Look at that. Look at that. I wove in all my tails. That's like a miracle in and of itself right there. I can't believe that. That surprises me. Look how disciplined I was back in the day. Now I wait till the very, very end to weave in my tails, which I should know better. I just can't believe I wove them all in. Look at me go. Jen says, now you have to finish it. Well, I need to find, because I have all the yarn still. It's in the same box with this. So I still have all the yarn, I think. No, I don't either. I take that back. I do not, because I used this yarn to make my niece a rainbow blanket because she wanted a blanket with rainbows. But I do have all of the rest of the temps and the chart that I was using for this one from back in the day. But this is the one that was going to be a bedspread size for a queen size blanket. So it was going to be massive. It was going to be huge. So, yeah. Lori says, yep, just tie it off and make it a scarf, or sew up the long ends to the length of your arms and make it a shrug. I could do that. Because it's, okay, let's see here. Let's see, we got the wingspan. So the other one is a little bit wider than my wingspan. Okay, so it's here. And then this much over my wingspan. So it's very long. Very, very long. But I need to do something with it because that's a whole lot of work. So, but I do like all the colors. I use different shades of, but I was using for this one, I did use it. I did go by the rainbow, best I remember. So, and I did buy a lot of different colors. So I used like multiple shades of purple. I had multiple shades of blue, multiple green. That way it had all kinds of stuff. Lori said, maybe that's why you quit. You got tired of weaving in the end. That's possible. Jen says, put pockets on it and call it the Lenny Kravitz scarf. I could do that. It would be a pretty scarf. And it's wide, so it's wide like the Lenny Kravitz one. Or, you know what? It might be a good wrap size. Like a wrap. Let's see here. It's warm. I could take it to work. Set it on my chair at work for when I'm cold. But I wouldn't even have to put pockets on it, really. Where's it? Get out there. Come here, you. I could. Oh yeah, it's a good size for a wrap. I could fold it up like that. Stitchy, stitchy. Put a couple of stitches right there, and then have an instant pocket. Maybe like seam it here and seam it here, so I have like a couple extra pockets. Yeah. But so that was the last venture in a temperature blanket. That's what it looked like. That's as far as I got. But I have high hopes that the one from this year will make it all the way to the end of the year. We're gonna try it. That's the goal. The goal is to finish it off. There you go, Laura. Yep, that's what I'm saying. You can just fold it up. Pocket scarf. Exactly. Yep. All right, y'all. Let's head out. I hope y'all have a fabulous, fabulous night. Thanks to each and every one of you for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate you so very much. Let me go over here. Where's my little music? Music. And I planned on doing a new intro video and an outro video, but you know what? That didn't happen. So maybe in 2025 I will get that updated. But for now, y'all get my other outro with my short hair and all. All right, y'all. Remember, be creative. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye.